Hey guys, today we have a mini tea of things happening on the internet, but before we get into it, my social media will be in description along with my beauty channel and anything else you might need to find. So let's get into it. I have a few older stories that I forgot to mention in other videos, so I'll get through those very quickly and then get into newer stuff. So first of all, David Dobrik. I don't know if you guys remember the Call Her Daddy podcast. It still exists, but now it's just ran by one of the co-hosts, Alex. And there was another girl that ran the podcast with her called Sophia, and now Sophia and Alex basically split up because Sophia wanted a different deal. She wanted to move to a different management, different network, and Alex wanted to stay where she is. So Alex ended up taking over Call Her Daddy on her own and now basically has guests on, whereas Sophia now has started her own podcast. But I haven't heard much of a success story with Sophia's podcast. I know that sounds really rough, but I just feel like it just doesn't have the same viewership probably as Call Her Daddy still has, because Call Her Daddy has the name behind it, it has the management behind it, it has the push, the marketing, whereas Sophia's podcast is just a new podcast, you know, like there's not going to be many people that are going to go over and check it out because it doesn't have the Call Her Daddy name behind it. Now, I don't know what her viewership is like, but I just haven't heard anyone talk about it, but I've heard so many people on TikTok talk about Call Her Daddy, whether it's positive or negative. It's still people talking about it, right? But I have not heard anyone talk about Sophia's podcast. So that makes me think some marketing needs to be done, and she seemed to be doing this marketing in a really strange way. So she has the Sophia F podcast Instagram page where she posts people sending in her tips about stuff they're doing. It's called the Olympics, and so someone sent in two about David Dobrik, and one of them is celeb hookup met David Dobrik on Tinder and he would booty call me whenever he was in New York City. Eventually he revealed he was into cuckolding and would have me have with his friends in front of him. I consented, but it was so crazy. And then more on David Dobrik. Okay, my gay male friend was DM'd by David Dobrik from 2019 to 2020. David tried to hook up with him via DMs, but my friend and him were never in the same city and David refused to fly him anywhere. So you tell me, is David bi or what? And then Sophia posted, don't shoot the messenger. And now a lot of people, even though David's in a lot of heat right now, people still know right from wrong, and trying to expose someone's sexuality and force them out of the closet, whether they're in the closet or not, force them out of a closet that you're not even sure they're in, is morally and ethically just incorrect. It's just wrong to do it. So many people are super angry about this. Well, a lot of people don't even know this happened because, like I said, I just don't think Sophia's podcast has the same success as Call Her Daddy does. But for her to post this, why? Why are you posting unofficial things about people? Like, this could technically be slander. He could sue you for spreading false information about him. Like, unless you have proof for this, I just don't see why you needed to post it. Also, making speculation about people's sexuality, once again, just ethically wrong. I don't know why you would do this. And it doesn't incentivize me to go and listen to your podcast because now I'm like, what is happening over there? Like, I don't want to know. I don't know what's happening over there. So it's just not great marketing for your podcast to do this. At least not for me, in my opinion. But you guys let me know what you think. Then Trisha Paytas posted a TikTok about when David Dobrik tried to get her, Jason and Tanner to have a threesome, and Tanner was obviously 19 at the time. She posted a TikTok about how traumatizing that was and how much it ruined her and her relationship.
Comfortable with it.
I think I'm uncomfortable. I think I might actually like try and unalive myself if we do this.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Tanner actually responded to that and basically said that she's in therapy for it as well. So at least they're working on it, but I'm just really sad that that happened. Tanner seems to have a lot of bad situations with men in the industry that she's now working her way through, and I'm hoping that she does successfully work her way through that and realizes that it's not her fault that at the age of 17, grown men were trying to use her in videos in ways. 17 to 19, she managed, like, she was in LA around the time of like 17 to 19, and that's when all the worst content about her came out. So anyway, I hope she works through that, and I hope Trisha works through that too, because that's just not nice. It's just not great. They have Charli D'Amelio. She had her birthday recently, which is great. Happy birthday, Charli. With late birthday, it happened a few days ago, and she was trending on Twitter. So Twitter can do this thing where they put you on like the front page of trending. She was there. It said it's Charli D'Amelio's birthday. The following tweets are part of a live conversation detected by an algorithm. So people are having a live conversation about it, and people bullied a teenager. Like, not even because she did something problematic or that they were bringing up something that she did that was problematic, just straight up bullying her on her birthday. Like, imagine having a birthday and going on Twitter to then see everyone just hate you. And then people wonder why she doesn't seem to want to do social media anymore. And it's just like, because they ruined the one thing that she really enjoyed. Someone said, I don't think anyone cares about that birthday. Happy birthday, Charli D'Amelio. Get out of my phone. I hope it's your last, you emo bitch. Wishing death upon a teenager. Just Twitter things. You got the whole crowd rooting for you. And let's move on. We also have Charli D'Amelio's new TikTok account. So she has this. There's this new trend with people that are famous on TikTok making a second account, which they leave the name that TikTok generates for you, which is like user 1 trillion something something something, and she kept that name and she just started posting videos on there, and everyone knows it's her. It's like known that that's her TikTok account because she tags her friends in it, and they haven't said like, oh, this isn't Charlie. Like, they all know that that's her, and she seems to be having so much fun on there. Anyway, I hope she like gains her love for TikTok and social media again, because it's just like, it just seems to not be bringing her joy right now, and I just want her to enjoy her job, I guess. Then we have Shane Dawson. Shane Dawson posted this Instagram picture saying, I know I'm still pretty inactive on social media, but it's just because I'm trying to figure it out and what I want to do in life and what makes me happy. I'm in a pretty good place mentally after a long time of struggling, so I don't want to have a backslide, but I promise at some point I'll be more present on here and more open about stuff. Hope you guys have a good weekend. Now, I don't know how to decipher this properly, because it's like he's saying that at some point he'll be more active on here. Does that mean Instagram or social media? Because if it means Instagram, I mean, he's been posting a lot on Instagram stories anyway, so he's been pretty active on Instagram. Does he mean more active on social media? Maybe. He has been editing Ryland's stuff. He's been in his podcast a few times. He plugged one of Ryland's videos that he edited. He says that he's been enjoying editing again and he might want to do it more. Now he's posting this. More and more Shane is coming back, and you guys seem to not really be excited about it. Many people are not excited about it, but many people still are. When I typed in Shane Dawson mystery box after my last video, I just wanted to see kind of what people are saying about it. I posted my video, I typed in Shane Dawson mystery box, and all of the top tweets were, oh my god, I'm so excited, I just ordered my mystery box. Hey, my mystery box is coming in. I'm so excited to see what's in it. There are so many people that are still enjoying Shane, rooting for his comeback, wanting him to start posting videos again. It's such a split that I never really know what side people are actually truly on, because I feel like the only way we will know what the internet's reaction is to Shane Dawson is when he comes back to the internet and posts his first video, and we'll see what the reaction is. We'll see how many views he gets, we'll see how many likes to dislikes he gets, we'll see how many comments there are and what the top comments are. That's the only way we'll ever actually truly know if people are looking forward to Shane coming back or not. Because at this rate, I'm confused. My brain is confused, because whenever I talk about Shane, my audience is like, no, we don't want Shane back. We know what he did, we remember what he did, and we don't want him back. Twitter is a mixed bag, right? Sometimes people are like, oh, we hate Shane, we don't want him to come back. And then other times people are like, oh my god, mystery box, yay, it's sold out. Like, I'm just so confused. I'm really confused. I even had on my last video, some people say that they want him to come back, but only if he's gonna do conspiracy theories. So like, there's like a clause on that where like, we don't want you to come back unless you're doing conspiracy theories. Then we'll accept everything you did, which is like, you know, it's an opinion to have. Look, I miss Shane from when I didn't know what he was doing. But now that I know what he did, and I know all of his past mistakes, it has tainted my look on him, and I can't sit down and enjoy his content without remembering all the stuff that came out about him. It's like, you know, it's just ruined it for me. I physically cannot. Even if I wanted to just switch it off and enjoy his content, I can't, because subconsciously I'm like, wrong, bad, no. A lot of people seem to be going like the same way that I'm going, which is like subconsciously they just can't enjoy the content and get into it. But some people are still like, look, he made a mistake and we're down to forgive him if he's just going to film the content that we want him to film. So tell me what side you're on, and tell me what you think the general idea is, or what the general opinion is, and what you think will happen when he posts his first video back, because that will be an interesting moment on the internet. Not a good moment on the internet, but an interesting one. So recently Jake Paul was fighting Ben Askren, and Triller was the one that put on the show, and I'm pretty sure Jake Paul has equity in Triller, and Triller obviously has a lot of TikTokers working with them. Anyway, besides the point, recently there was an article that came out that said Triller was suing anyone that was pirating Jake Paul's fight, or anyone that was redistributing Jake Paul's fight for free for other people to watch. And they actually named H3 in that. So because H3 in a podcast episode said he had pirated the fight, he watched it for free because he didn't want to pay for it, and 2, he posted clips of the fight into his other podcast. They're saying that they're gonna sue him if he doesn't pay for the fight, if that makes sense. So anyone that pirated the fight, they want them to pay for the fight or they're going to be sued. And they're saying they can find you because of IP addresses, and if you don't pay up, they're basically going to sue you, and you can be charged $150,000 if you pirated the fight. Now, I don't know how they're actually going to go about doing that, because are they going to find everyone that pirated it? Are they really going to find everyone that pirated the fight and sue them and go through litigation to sue them? But also, if they did successfully sue, the amount of people that pirated the video, they could make a lot of money. I don't know, let me know what you think. Do you think they have a case? Do you think they'll actually do it? Or do you think this is just like a scare tactic for the next fight so that people don't pirate it the next time? I don't know. Also, H3 posted a tweet basically saying like, I don't know why they would ever think that I pirated and redistributed the fight, and then he deleted the tweet when people mentioned the clips of him saying, hey, I watched the fight for free.
But I don't know why the ref called it. I just found that the obscene.
You know what?
I waited so fucking long for that.
You watched?
I watched the whole. I bootlegged it. You guys watched the Jake Paul boxing?
Boy, did I ever.
Bro, I saw this joke online, but so I'm not going to claim this as my own, but it is what comes to mind. I fucking pirated that shit, and I still felt robbed.
Mm-hmm.
And him showing the fight on his podcast. So people basically posted proof against his tweet in response to the Triller allegations, and he deleted his tweet. I don't think they're going to sue him. I don't think they're suing anyone, but I think this is more of a scare tactic than anything, just to get people to pay up next time, mainly with Logan Paul and Mayweather coming up. I'm actually not sure who's hosting that fight. Is it Triller? I'll have to check. But if it is Triller, then they're probably just hoping that they're going to scare young fans into not pirating, because, you know, some young kids are not really aware of how these things work. They're probably going to be like, oh no, I'm going to get sued, and they're not going to pirate next time. But a lot of people know that, like, you know, they're not going to sue 2 million people that are pirating the fight. So they're probably going to still do it instead of paying £50, $50, I think it was. So let me know, do you think Ethan's going to get sued? Do you think anyone's going to get sued? Do you think even if Triller did sue, would they win? Or would they just be losing money on litigation? I don't know. And that'll be it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, comment down below anything you want to comment down below, and subscribe to videos every time something happens. So hit that bell, let me know when that's happening. Social media links, any links in description. I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.